Hello everyone, my name is Rebecca and welcome back to my Pixel Quest. I hope you've got a drink and a snack and you're sitting comfortably. Thank you so much for joining me again for this most freaking marvelous of games that has blown my mind and captured my soul and my heart, and I love it. 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 I'm so excited to be coming back to play again today, and I just accidentally threw a bomb. I pressed the wrong button. That's all part of the fun of this game. I hope I didn't offend you, miss. I'm so sorry, or Mrs. or Mom, or your ladyship, or I'm sorry for that. That was really not very pious of me. So where we are today, apart from right here in a very, very interesting section of, let's say, section of the world, section of the map, that we've just found in the last episode, where I find myself conceptually is you and I. We gotta have a talk. You and I gotta have a talk because I have done a bit more translation of a few pages of the manual, and I am some of it literally right before this recording, otherwise, just last night, so really not that long ago. And as keen as I am to run around with Tunic again, I gotta share this with you, and I gotta share some big thoughts that it's giving me. So let's do that. Let's zoom into the other reality. All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm gonna catch you up on all of the extra sort of translation and analysis that I've done since the last episode. Basically, I've got kind of three and a half pages that I'm gonna talk us through, and that's like this represents like as much time as I've really been willing to kind of to kind of do in between episodes before I just come back into to actually like play the game. Like this has been good, and this has already been loads. I would have talked to you at the end of the last episode about the fact that this page that I have in front of us here, I have a full recording of me doing, this whole page here, page, what are you, page 20, on the Patreon, if you want to see it. And I'm gonna do that again, but I'm not gonna do it for everything because I guess the summary is like, it's kind of difficult for me. It takes a really, like, trying to actually work this stuff out, like, it's really time consuming trying to work it all out while I'm still kind of trying to narrate it at the same time makes it, it's interesting. It's like a nice little sort of gentle hangout, but at the same time it does make this take much longer than it ordinarily would for me. So I'm going to do it occasionally, but I simply can't do it for everything that I translate. So I'll try and do it a little bit strategically, right? So I think I'll probably do it next for like these pages, which I haven't even looked at. I haven't even looked at there too much. These are not the pages we're going to talk about today. I know that might sound crazy to you, but like, I want to save some stuff for later, and they're going to be, I don't know, they're potentially going to be mind-blowing in a kind of a wholly consuming way. So let's look first at this very exciting pages talking about the cards. So some of this I did in the last episode just kind of live, but yeah, obviously I've learned so much since then, so I'm excited to share my, I don't know, like 95%, 90% kind of progress with this page. This was kind of the easiest to sort of translate on the fly. The Cyan Peril Ring raises defense when you are in peril. I feel really good about this one. This one, still, I haven't figured out this first word here, apart from the fact that it ends in fd. And, I don't know, I've had a bit of a think about guessing it. But what I landed on is that this inverted ash card is essentially saying that our potions restore magic points instead of hit points, which is cool. I'm not really sure whether this is going to be a bit of an extra description of our potions, but we'll see. I will get there. But that's an interesting power, that our potions will now deal with our magic points, which, as I've explained previously, I have some qualms about like the whole magic point situation, and the fact that it might use soul, and soul might be finite in the world. I'm still reeling from that, and I don't know what to think about it. So anyway, the Lucky Cup, which is the card I have the greatest grip on so far, I eventually got to this saying, foes leave hearts to heal you a bit. I was originally, this is where I learned ha, basically. And I originally thought this might be ha, but no, this is ha, so this is hearts, because this was a mystery too. But then I realized, this is actually the same as on our menu screen, where I'm pretty sure it says bits for our gems, etc. Actually, I don't have this character here. You know what? I might have this character somewhere in the 2 chaotic pages of things I have here, but because I was doing this first, I haven't gone back to this to recheck it. So whatever this is, I'll come back to it. In fact, let me remind myself to come back to it by putting that there. This is my reminder, you need to come back and solve these things. Cool. The muffling bell, this is really cool. I figured out pretty quickly. This one says, sneak, sneak, sneak. Foes notice you less. Super cute. I think at least on the surface, I get the idea here. It's for sneaking. It's for good sneaking. Then this little bit here that points to a very far off page in the distance. There are many cards. What do they all do? This is where I learned they. I think this was a guess. What do they all do? It's a secret. The word secret is everywhere, so I'm getting a little bit more familiar with it. But we're going to obviously 51. I don't know. I imagine that page 51 is going to have all the cards and descriptions of them all, maybe. Down here, we've got wells and coins. This is, if I was having a guess at it, this is where I've learned koi. Where I've come with this is pretty far, not everywhere. You can see, this kind of blue color here is kind of letting me know I've got things I still need to figure out here. And I would say, it's been really, I've learned a lot of characters from this, so this has been really useful. Granting wishes requires, this was a fun, I don't know, I found this a fun word to realize. Getting why and going, it's requires. Super cool. Granting wishes requires payment and something or other that starts with ints. Yeah, I'm partway there. I'm actually right now looking across at my notes because this character's come up a lot and I'm trying to remember, have I actually figured it out since then, but I'm not sure. We'll leave it for now. I'm going to come back to it. Anyway, granting wishes requires payment. Makes a lot of sense because we put a coin in and we get a wish. And something, possibly really important 2 words here, requires wishes. So that's interesting. I think that whatever these 2 words are, it's to do with the cards. It's to do with the fact that we get, we get whatever outcomes from the cards we get. And I'm sure that this is, we'll get to it. This is a word that seems to be coming up a lot, or similar words to do with inspiration, but I just can't quite make sense of this yet. So it requires wishes. Getting the impact from cards requires wishes. That makes sense. This was really cool to figure out, especially this. This is how I got the character for though, to make the word those. And all of these, the, thou, the, all of the sounds are really valuable because obviously they're great connecting words. They're great sense-making words, and they come up a lot in various forms. So really exciting to get this one. And this is where I just guessed it. I just went, I figured out that this was who, because it's the only thing that, I had blank blank wish enough. And I went, well, yeah, a single sound, a single syllable to go here, what would make sense grammatically? Who, and a lot of the H words have this shed, as I'm calling it, on the top. So I was really thrilled to guess who, and once I had who, going back to it, yeah, those who. So I'm pretty sure about this, even though both of these are guesses, but I've probably confirmed, I might have confirmed them in other places by now. Those who wish enough can be formidable indeed. Just a cool sentence, I just like it. It doesn't really tell us much, it just tells us you get cool powers from using the cards, right? But this is worrying me, but I was worried as soon as I saw a but here. But to whom are you giving payment? To whom are you giving payment? I mean, I don't know if this is, to me, there's two ways to interpret this. One, it's just a cute question. It's a cute little question in a manual. What's going on here? It doesn't really matter, but like fun to think about, right? Or second interpretation, dark interpretation. Who the freaking hell are we giving payment to? I don't know, but I have at least one theory, which is that maybe it's the shopkeeper. Maybe it's the shopkeeper. Shopkeeper's there to make money, right? In the hole in time, which I don't know about yet. I don't know about that. But the shopkeeper is here to make coin. We're throwing coins into a well, and I know at least one place where there is a well right outside of a shop. So at least one of my theories is that the well might effectively be like a kind of a little loss like a loss leading activity outside of the shop. A little place where you just encourage people to get, to take their coins out of their pocket, right? Like, makes a lot of sense for a shop. Like, this is a good money making activity. So it could be shopkeeper. I'm serious about that suggestion, but it also could be something else. And I also don't know about I don't know anything about the shopkeeper. I know I like them. I know I want to be their friend, but I don't know that they are my friend. We'll see. And they are a giant glowing skull within what I think is a hole in time. So who knows? Anything could happen, right? Now this, very exciting. This has answered some questions and raised some questions for me. First off, just a very exciting little phrase, because I learned a couple of things like chew, and very similar to the they, thou, that kind of syllables. I had very few ch related things, and now I have a couple. I probably have a handful, and so this is so valuable. Choose wisely. I was so thrilled to get this one, because I love things that use why in a clever way, or how in a clever way. Using our question words makes me really happy. Choose wisely. Now this, so interesting. Because I've seen the word ruin come up a lot, and also, seen it in places like, where are we? Like on this page, where I had this mystery here, ruin. I was really questioning myself, what two words would be at the end of this phrase here, talking about the freaking, the lock button. This button has one main use, but it is a powerful one. Use it all the time, blank blank. And as I started figuring out, I was like, sure, this is the word ruin, but what on earth are we saying about ruins here? Ruin and ruin see something. Ruin see. And a weird thought started bubbling up in my head, which is hang on, grammatically, what if this is Little Fox's name? Little Fox's full name, right? And I was like, does Little Fox have a weird name, like an Indiana Jones type name? And maybe it's Ruin is the first name, and Sega or something for the last name. Maybe it's a cool little gaming reference, right? Ruin Sega. Maybe this is Little Fox's name. Started this little sort of this little glimmer of a thought started occurring to me, and I was like, that's a weird name, but maybe that's what's going on. Maybe I'm figuring out their name. No, I'm not figuring out. I don't think I'm figuring out their name. I think that they're just saying the hero, the protagonist, is a ruin seeker. They're just a ruin seeker as a sort of a description, I suppose, of this kind of character. I obviously don't know that much. All this is speculation, but like that's what it seems like to me. It seems like we're essentially saying, you know, there's obviously a very strong kind of Link in Zelda element to this character and to this game, but in a sense there's also a little bit of an Indiana Jones-ness perhaps also going on here, and that's the way I'm interpreting this. So I guessed that this is Ka. I just went, what makes sense here? Oh, Ruin Seeker. Yeah. So I think this is Ruin Seeker. And yeah, it comes up a bunch in a few other places. The fact that they're telling us to choose wisely as well, though, you know, again, is it encouragement? Like, hey, try to play the game well. Or is it a darker interpretation of like, you know, there are consequences. There are consequences to these choices. Everything in this game, you know, every new little thing that I kind of find in this manual seems to be opening up possibility for a darker interpretation for the various kind of game mechanics that we're using, right? And I don't know, maybe that is happening, maybe it's sometimes happening, and I'm, you know, I'm now kind of primed to have this interpretation everywhere, or maybe it's not really happening. I you know, I don't know, but basically every new thing I'm learning in this manual is giving me a little bit of concern, is giving me a little to a lot of concern about doing anything in the game. Anyway, with that said, this other section on the page is about cards. Cards can grant powerful something. I haven't pulled this one apart, but it's ints something. That's as far as I am. It's as far as I've come with that one. This was, again, very exciting word. Change. I had nj first and just figured out that this is che, so that's yet another ch syllable for me. It feels like getting gold when I get something like this. It feels like gold to get like a new sound. I love it. Change them often. I think a lot of this was guesses from context, but yeah, all very exciting. Change them often, depending, such a cool word to get, depending on the challenge you face. Depending on the challenge you face. Really cool. Really cool. Like, makes a lot of sense, just in a simple way, right? Like, they're just saying, hey, use the cards, try them all out, you know, and choose them strategically based on context. Here is the beginning of a great mystery for me, which is this character. It comes up so often. We're going to see it a few times just in what I'm going to tell you here, and I don't know what it is. I haven't had it confirmed anywhere, but it's driving me nuts because I know that this is open. So this is a list of 3 instructions about the cards. They're all fairly, let's just go through them. Open, inventory, cool. Choose the slot. Choose a card to memorize. This in itself is a really interesting choice of word. Like the idea that when we select a card, we're memorizing it. Wow. I don't know really how to think about that. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a beautiful poetic way of thinking about what's going on to what is a very familiar ordinary game mechanic, or if it's actually got some very interesting implications about what's actually going on here. Because having translated this, at least as far as I have, I don't think I'm any wiser. Actually, I don't think I'm any wiser about really how this actually works in game. But I do find this very, 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 very interesting. Now, to come back to this, open inventory. Well, you would think something like open the inventory, open your inventory. But it's none of those, because I have those words already. Of course, it could be, as has happened in a couple of cases, I believe, they sometimes use a different character to express the same sound. But I don't think that's what's happening in this case, especially since it's not one that involves the little circle at the bottom to reverse, which I think would be more likely. I think this is something else. It's obviously a single syllable, and it's obviously it's going to be a short word. I'm struggling to think about what goes here, but I have a theory, but I don't have a theory that I think is really solid at the moment. I'll come back to this, but this is driving me crazy. This is driving me crazy. Okay, let's move on to the other side. The very, very exciting in this game, man. How exciting is it to find a page of hints and clues? Help, hints and clues. We're already getting hints and clues from everything else. So it's a really cool page because every game manual probably would have something like this, right? Now, if we start with this text up here, this is just really cute, though. Again, maybe some extra meaning to it. Stumped. I was so thrilled to get this because, I had this as sort of I think, but stumped. Here are some clues for you. Try. This was how I got Rye from this character here. So this was really thrilling, and it's come up in a couple of places. Try to... Now, I've got this marked. This is still literally a guess, but it is the best thing I can think that goes here. It's the thing that makes perfect sense to go here. I'm just kind of noting to myself that this is something I could imagine still being wrong at some point. But I think what it's saying is try to help your friends if you can. Try to help your friends if you can. Now, again, as with everything, I have two different interpretations of this phrase. One is the simple, on the box, like, just thinking about this as a nod to the game manuals of the 90s, just thinking that this is maybe what the page might actually say. It might say something along, I don't know, like not even necessarily that this kind of page, this kind of hint page might say this, but that it's a nod to the practice of people, of kids sharing schoolyard game hints with each other, which I will just say, I did not have... And this isn't like a sad sack story or anything like that. I did not have any friends when I was younger that played games. Obviously there would have been other kids that played games, but I wasn't friends with them. So I played games my whole life, and it was always a very solitary experience right up until, primary school and high school, right up until my university days. That's when I first got friends. I actually had friends who played games, and finally I was able to actually play games with people. I did have a couple of cousins that played games, but I didn't see them very often, and this sort of thing didn't come up. So anyway, I know that this is probably a really common kind of experience for people, but it was definitely not my experience. Everything I was experiencing games was really solitary, and that was fine with that. But it meant that the only hints I ever got didn't come from other people. They came from, one of the rare occasions where I would actually get a little hint book or something like a game magazine. Like occasionally we would get Amiga magazines in my family, and also at some point in maybe late primary school or early high school for me, there was a fantastic magazine in Australia called NMS, Nintendo Magazine System. That was our our really cool Nintendo magazine that would come out regularly. And it was awesome. Did anybody else read that? It was so exciting. You would have the experience of rushing to the newsagent to stand at the newsagent's reading this magazine a lot of the time. And it would have art fan art that people would send in. It was so good. I imagine that any equivalent magazine in other countries would be the same sort of thing. Anyway, so I didn't have this experience. That's one interpretation of it. Maybe that's what it's referring to, is the common practice of people sharing game information with each other at school or whatnot. However, here's the other interpretation I can imagine about this. Try to use these hints to progress in your quest and try to help your friends if you can. So maybe this relates to our wider quest, and we're trying to help our friends in some way. I don't know. It could be. I'm just imagining. Now, if we move over to where we seem to have these cards but not cards. They seem to be like little cards, but they're not actually like our other cards that we have. We have this one that is about a temple and 3 keys, which I am sure now is the name for these things. They are the 3 keys, right? I don't know these first 2 words, but I think it's something to do with arriving at the temple or opening the temple, but not either of those words. So something else. However, with this first one here, I'm having a guess that this character means I, or I originally thought we, and now I kind of think probably more likely I, because it makes sense, like, to use this subject in a hints and clues section. The hints and clues section is almost like where the manual becomes a bit more meta. It steps a little bit more outside of the game than a manual back. Like, a manual would probably already be quite, a little bit removed from the game, but it would be sort of somewhere, right, within that sort of conceptual space. And I would expect that a hints and clues section is where the manual is more directly speaking to us, and therefore in these questions, in these prompting questions, it would be imagining these are questions from us. So I think this is I. And I think it works down here with the ruined atoll sentence where it says, how do I get to the ruined atoll? So anyway, that's my current theory. Something I got to the temple, but it was empty. What? I don't know what this is yet. What gives? What the? I don't know, something. Here is where, I think this might be where because it's, there are similar characters with similar sounds. Here is where a ruin seeker, it's starting to come up a lot now. I think this says would place 3 keys. Makes sense because that's literally the sealed temple we've been in, and it does appear that you place the 3 keys there. Where are the keys? You can't find something. This character's coming up a bunch, and also I'm very curious about it, but I'm not there with it yet. You can't find something without prayer. Try our CRT plinths. Makes a lot of sense. We know that we pray to them. How do I get to the ruined atoll? Traverse, this was such a cool word. I really enjoyed figuring this one out. Traverse the far shore, at least, again, if I'm wrong about this interpretation, but it just, it's the shore in shortcut. This is what I'm going with for now. Traverse the far shore with these things, and we know how to do that. We use them to warp there, I guess, with, traverse the far shore with these and prayer, because prayer is what also I think gets us there at the heroes' graves. So that makes a lot of sense. Now this one, of course, very exciting. You can see my excited face here. What is the secret of the golden path? I'm pretty sure that this is what is the secret of the golden path. Oh my god, what is the secret of the golden path? What the hell is the golden path? The fact that it's path makes it even more exciting than I thought, because a path either sounds like some kind of literal path, i.e. something that takes us somewhere, or it could be a more conceptual, like a more abstract path, i.e. a series of things that we do in order to achieve something at the end of it. Either way, the fact that it's golden and that this is specifically golden, it just makes it very exciting. It just makes it very exciting. Gold thing. Zelda is the quintessential game, that proves making things gold, making your manual gold, making your cartridge box gold, making your cartridge gold. It just simply makes things more exciting. It's better. It's great. So I love this. I'm very interested, and we're going to find out more all the way on page 49. But maybe that'll literally be the next page we get. Who knows? We're getting them We're getting them out of order. But what does it say about the golden path? I'm pretty sure it says, look to the stars and to page 49, which is just cute phrasing. But yeah, makes sense that there are stars here. And again, I don't know what it means about like the fact that we, like, maybe this is a path among the stars. I don't know. We're going to just have to kind of keep a lookout for stars, right? Over here, let's kind of try and center all of this. The checkpoint, I don't know what this is yet. Dead. My best guess is that it says the checkpoint says dead, because when you click on it, words come up. I don't know. That's my best guess for the time being. It must see to the something. Again, I have a big something here. I'm wondering if it's a sound that starts with a R or a P, an R or a P. But again, it's going to be some kind of single syllable sound that, yeah. I don't know yet. I haven't figured that out. So maybe what it means is that the shrine needs to connect to whatever this thing is. I don't know. Look for a nearby plinth. What I'm calling a plinth. Makes sense, because that is how we connected one of them and made it undead. Or maybe I shouldn't say undead. I don't know, maybe it is undead, but we powered it on, perhaps. I don't know. We lit its fire. The old burying ground, which I don't even know. I don't even know what this is. Somewhere we will find at some point. The old burying ground is to something. I suspect it says to, like T-O-O. The old burying ground is to something I don't know. This remains something I don't know. Why? It is a place of something else I don't know. It is a place of something. I haven't got that one. Only ghosts. That's cool. I like a ghost reference. Only ghosts. Something. Only ghosts something. And again, like this is of interest, but I ain't there yet. I'm not really very far with this either. Not really more than I mentioned in the last episode. Except to say that I did try, writing this out in a form that would be more recognizable to me with the actual horizontal line in the middle, and just seeing if I could actually make sense of these characters. And I can't more than, the S and the K, which don't seem to change anyway in this configuration. But I don't know what this character is, and I don't know what this character is. This is similar to T. T would actually have that on the bottom of it, the T in stick, but it's not that. And I guess I was just playing around with the fact that, this does look similar to some configurations that begin with the sound M. So I thought maybe ultimately it might say my stick. Like, how many different things could this possibly be? I don't know. If it's some kind of clue to something, I could imagine that there's another page that tells us that, like, maybe what the fox is thinking here is an answer to something or a clue to something. I could imagine that maybe it will ultimately say my stick, but I don't know. I am stuck with, I'm not stuck with this one. I'm just beginning to think about it. But yeah, as interesting as this is, I haven't made that much more sense of it yet. So that's those two pages. Let's jump over. What I decided is, from this point, I still wanted to go back. I'm really keen to think more about what the hell is going on with the shrines. I have a lot of questions. So I've dug into this page to see if I can get some answers. Now, I'll show you what happened immediately. That's what I had previously. I realized immediately all of this is wrong, except N and 2. All of this is wrong. So pretty quickly I was able to see this word is the word risk, which, why, if, once again, we have a game dynamic that I was just seeing in a sort of simple way. We're making an offering to a shrine, we get various kinds of upgrades, right? Hooray, we get more powerful. Why does that warrant the word risk? What is going on, game? What am I risking? What am I risking? I don't know. I still don't know. I still don't know from what I've translated of this page so far. But anyway, I think this is risk and offering. This one has been giving me a lot of trouble. I do think it is ing. I do think it is ing, which interestingly means if you get rid of this seems to be a character that if you reverse the sound of ing, surely you've got ni, which is that going to come up anywhere? I don't know. Just interesting. This is why this was causing me a lot of trouble. Also, this was giving me a lot of trouble because I had this down as because it comes at the end of, or fire, because it comes at the end of fire, another instance of fire somewhere. And so I was like, oh, this is fire, the way I would say it, fire, But in this configuration, it doesn't make any sense for it to be because there needs to be an R sound between ing. This can't be ring because that would mean it's a syllable that begins and ends with like a consonant sound, which none of them do. They're all vowel consonant, like single kind of, not single, but they're vowel consonant, not consonant vowel consonant in at least every case that I've found so far. So that means this has to actually be representing the sound R, which makes sense if you imagine the word fire said in a bit more of an American way, fire. So it even could be like and then it becomes offering. Yeah. So anyway, just interesting. These two though, I still don't know. And we come back to this tricky character here. This is the page where it comes up a lot and it's driving me crazy and I have a few thoughts on it, but I don't love any of the thoughts. So where I'm at with this one is I don't know what this first thing is, but something the shore, I'm pretty sure that this is the shore. Something the shore bleeds one of false gods and memories. Gods is a guess, but I got false ds, and this just seems to be the obvious interpretation to me given what we're talking about. I don't know, but I'm going with false gods. Something the shore bleeds one of false gods and memories. What the hell? If I'm right about this, what the hell? Very interesting. This is all getting like, again, it's this very poetic interpretation. It's this very poetic writing style that I really, really love. But again, very dark. It bleeds. The shore bleeds. I went over this so often. I believe this is bleeds. The shore. So the shore. I think we're talking about the far shore, which seems to be like the spirit realm, maybe. And it is bleeding. I don't even really understand what the one is super referring to. But anyway, something the shore bleeds. One of false gods and memories. Here is this configuration again, which I think it's talking about this shrine, but in a way I don't fully understand. Anyway, I'm having a guess because I've got Nguz. I originally thought this character was ing, but I've had to actually revise it down to just the sound ng, essentially. And so I thought, oh, well, this is probably hungers. Weirdly, I think this is hungers for reminders. This was really cool. This is where I got and I'll come back to this, reminders of the corporeal world. Wow, there's a lot of cool language in this one. This thing hungers for reminders of the corporeal world. What an unbelievably cool way, regardless of any other meaning it has in terms of the lore of the game, what an unbelievably cool way of referring to the fact that the shrine or the god or whatever is going on here wants sacrifices, wants offerings of these items. So implying that these are reminders of the corporeal world. Why these things in particular? I don't know. But this final line down here, offer something, and it's this freaking character again, but with a Z at the end of it. I'll come back to this. Offer something, mementos, and whatever, some mystery I haven't figured out, a delusion of power. A delusion of power. Also unbelievably cool. And I have a cute little story about this one. I was literally working on this last night, and I had to the side while I was working on it a Let's Play of The Witcher 3. I was just watching because I've finished the main game now. I was watching someone else's Let's Play of The Witcher 3, and I was staring at this. I had this much of it here. I had D-Lu, and I was kind of like trying to make sense of it, saying it in a few different ways. You know, I was really like, I had it like this, and I was staring at it, and someone like, you know, the Let's Play basically said the word delusion like several times while I was staring at it. And I was like, oh my God, it's like a gift from God to get this word. Just transmitted it straight to my brain. Yeah, delusion of power. Super cool. Super cool. So I think this is talking about the fact that when we offer the offerings, we see like a fire. And I guess that's what's being referred to here. I don't know what this is. I imagine it's something like we see a delusion of power, or I'm not sure. I just simply don't have that word yet. But very cool. Now to come back to this, the fact that this is going to be one syllable, the fact that this is the syllable combined with z, I wondered if this could be his, because I thought if we're talking about offering mementos, maybe we're saying offering, maybe these are the mementos of the hero, or I don't know, past hero maybe is an idea that we're dealing with, right? And so maybe it could be offering his mementos. However, this doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me in other places that I've seen this, because that would make this he. Not even he, right? His, he is different to he. It's a different vowel sound. And if I've learned anything from all of this character analysis, it's that there are very fine distinctions between a lot of the vowel sounds, right? So the other thing I'm playing around with, and that I like a little bit more, is that this is her. Her. It could be a single vowel sound. It would work with z as well, though it works. This is the kind of one of my big problems with it. It works in this sentence, as far as I can figure it out, much worse. It doesn't work as well in this sentence. Offer hers mementos. Only, yeah. To me, this only works grammatically if you're imagining it's like, how can I express? If in the previous sentence you've established an object, an idea, and here hers is referring back to that. But it just doesn't click. It just doesn't click for me. So it's these are like little floating theories, none of which really click for me. But in other ways, her kind of makes sense in a lot of ways, because if we jump to this, I'm just going to go over this one. I'm pretty sure this is altar. Altar has no soul. I've come across soul a fair bit now, so I'm really good with that one. I got ol here and guessed altar. Makes a lot of sense, but what the hell what is this doing here? What is this doing here? It does make sense if you imagine it's her altar. Her altar has no soul. Now let's say that it is her altar. Who is her? Is this our mother? Is this a similar looking but totally different fox to the one that's trapped in the hexagons? I don't know, but I can imagine, at least grammatically and conceptually, it could be her. Her altar has no soul. It can't be this altar, it can't be the altar, an altar, etc. So I don't know. And plus it does, there are some other characters like here is, has building on the top and then that. How? Oh no, how is different. No, but here, so, you know, same. So that tells me it's at least potential that this is something that starts with H. So anyway, so that's what all of that was making me think. Let's leave that one behind. Down here, this text, warning, pilgrims to shore are stripped of this false power. Whoa. Again, very cool phrasing. I don't know what it means, but I guess perhaps the next time I go to what I think is the far shore, maybe I need to check the menu and see that our upgrades aren't in the menu anymore. I don't know. And here's the other big question. Sorry, this might be off screen for you. False? Why is it a false power? If this is correct, why is this a false god? What are we talking about? I don't know. But these are things that give me concern. Anyway, because I'm really curious to learn a bit more about what's going on here, I have also made kind of half a start on this page. I've done like, let's say 2/3. I've done 2/3 of this page now. I'm pretty sure, this is a guess, but I think that this is bad news. The Ruin Seeker has run out of health points. Pretty good with that one there. Down here, but wait, that's exactly what I guessed it said. But wait. Now this is interesting. This definitely says, I'm pretty sure, a strange being has given us, I did not know what this was for a little while. I did this all like right before this recording, by the way. I've done this just before. I didn't know what this was for a bit, but I could see that this character in various forms was here and was here. So this was super useful to figure out, but I did finally realize I had the non-reversed version of this from the word same. From the word some. So reversed, sa, us. Given us another chance. This was really cool to figure out. Such a debt, these are all, every word was so cool. Such a debt is a dangerous thing to have. Oh my freaking God, what are you talking about yet again, game? Why are you worrying me like this? Why are you giving me this concern? I mean, do I need to be... I've already died a lot. Do I need to be really worried about being revived every time I die? Am I building up a debt? And to whom? And what does it mean? I don't know, but like, what can I do about that? I'm already trying not to die. I'm trying not to die. I can't help it. It's gonna happen. So anyway, concern about this. I guess we go on dying and potentially accumulating debt. Now this is the last one I've done on a page of the manual, but this is very cool. What a cool title this is. What was but is, and I am guessing that this character here means now. What was but is now not. That's just really satisfying writing, right? That's just really satisfying. That's kind of like phonetically and grammatically poetic, if you get me. I love it. What was but is now not. And it's conceptually poetic as well. It's really lovely. Also very exciting if this is actually the word now, because I have had about 5 other candidates for the word now, and they've all turned out to be a different word and not the word now. So that would be super cool if I'm right about this. As for the rest of the text here, what I have is the ghostly form is an echo of self. Touch it to break its connection to this I don't have this one yet. There's some characters I have missing here. And let it drift back. This is where I got ba and was able to apply it here, because I didn't previously have this, to bad, which is why I'm guessing that this is news. And it helps that this is the same construction that we have in a lot of N-related words. So, and let it drift back into the shore. I mean, this is kind of amazing, right? When we touch it, we are, like, it's a little floating spirit in between worlds. It hasn't passed on to the spirit world. We're breaking its connection to this, I don't know, world. And we're letting it drift back into the shore, implying that's where ghosts go. That's where spirits go. That's where souls go. Kind of interesting. That's, I don't know, it's sort of what I would think anyway so far about the shore, but I feel like this is further implying that, right? Now this I just loved. It just made me happy. Like, this was like literally like 50 minutes ago that I got this. You know, it was right before this recording. Be kind. I was so happy when it said this, because I was like, good, I'm always looking for ways to be kind. I really am. Like, I feel like so much of this manual is telling me that I might be accidentally doing the wrong thing, you know, and I don't mean wrong as in a person playing this game, but like as a diegetic player within the game, I feel like I might be accumulating debt, making things worse, using up finite souls in the world. All of these things are kind of concerning me, but I like that it's essentially saying I have, you know, there's something I can do which is kind. And I'm like, good, great, I'm seeking to be kind. I'm a kindness seeker. Kindness seeker, right? That's who I am. Be kind, as this is your fate as well. Well, it gets slightly more dark as you go on, but this at least accords with how I would naturally think of this anyway. This is me. This is the ghost of the previous me. This might, of course, also be kind of playing into this sort of idea that seems to be suggested that, like, yeah, like each, like there are generations of the protagonist character, of our little fox. Like, each one is, I don't know, sort of the same fox, but not the same fox. It's just different versions of the same protagonist, you know, which is all playing into this, like, unpacking what is going on within the world of a game that is a game, you know? So really interesting. And then down here, cards can change its nature. So its nature. I think we have like 2 cards that I think seem to be related maybe to our Echo of Self. I'm not sure. And I guess, I don't know, you know, I don't know how to understand them yet, but I guess I need to keep playing around with the cards to understand that. I haven't done the rest yet. That's as far as I've come with these pages, but I wanted to do a bit of a catch up on some of the earlier pages with the many more characters that I have. Now, we've talked about this one. This, I got this pretty quickly. These are easy words I've come across. A great hole of, makes sense, it's a quarry. A great hole of, what is it? And here is that freaking character again. And if it's his or her, it's not, this is the other reason it's very unlikely to be his, right? Because most of the time we see it on its own, where it's not going to end with a consonant, right? Or it's not going to be a consonant vowel consonant sort of syllable. It's more likely to be her based on the construction, if it is one of those two. And if it is, then it's a great whole of her something. What the? No, I don't even know that. I don't even know. So let's move on from that, because I'm not sure how to think about that. That we went back to. The only other thing I wanted to, I just popped back here to see if I could fill in this word that I only had a little bit of before. I've got a few more characters now, so I was able to put together that this is mysteriously, which has actually given me a bit of trouble, or at least helped confirm that I was probably wrong about this character, which I thought was E from another word, but would have to be re from what I'm understanding here, I think. Or I could be wrong about that. It could be that this has a kind of sound at the end of it. So anyway, that's where I'm at with that. But I think this is mysteriously, which means it mysteriously refills your will whenever you touch the checkpoint. Yeah, so that's all I've got added to that. I'm just finally, I've added a few more things to this as I've kind of adapted, as I've kind of come up with some more words as I've been doing this. So I'm calling these things bendy reeds, because that's what they look like to me. I'm calling this fish that has a little missing line here, hungry fish we had before. No, hungry fish we had before. What we didn't have is that I'm calling this the empty fish. This is one of the darkest ones, right? One of the darkest ones. Poor fish, but this is what it is. It's empty fish to me. And these things, even though they're quite different characters in some ways, these are both various forms of piranha plant to me. These are piranha plants. That's just how I see them. One tiny little last thing is just that there have been a couple of things where I'm discovering ways that I'm tweaking my understanding of a couple of things, and I've just got a couple of examples. So for example, is almost one of the very, very first characters I had at the start of this whole syllabalic journey. And this, in reminders, made me realize that there is, that I actually have to be more specific about when I'm recognizing something as it's, it's not just tick at the top. It's tick specifically on this side here, because this one is a totally different character. This is my in reminders. And this is just this is just a weird sort of distinction that I've come across in the sound expression. It's really just me explaining that I haven't had a clear way of noting this one down. But this is the Jean in delusion. So I sort of realized when I had to write this down, I was like, oh, hang on, I don't even know how to write this. I definitely don't use IPA, and I'm not learning it anytime soon for actual phonetic notation. So, but I have to use a Rebecca method. That works for me. So at the moment, my version of that is to do this, and it clicks. I understand it completely. It works for Rebecca. I don't know if this would make sense to you, but that's how I do it. Anyway, this was a big one. I'm so keen to get to the rest eventually, but not now. What I'm keen for right now is to get back to playing the game. Oh, one last quick one. I realized that I forgot to show this one. This is a guess, but I reckon that this character, that one of the last things that I had on the menu is gear. This is my guess, that it's gear. Gear. Makes a lot of sense conceptually. I would have called this tools, maybe. So gear, very, very similar concept. And one of the reasons I'm guessing that is because I was just looking at it and I realized, some of the g words have, things similar to this at the top. And yeah, it's very similar on the bottom to the word, to the character for here. And I just went gear. I reckon it's a gear. So that's my best guess for this. And we're back. Okay. So that's a lot. And actually, I've got to say, I've got one other thing that I forgot to tell you. Let me show you in the actual manual itself somewhere. Here, this is perfect. So I've realized, I've had another realization of a thing that I had wrong. This word with the question mark that refers to these yellow panels here, I had thought, and it was really a guess. This is the problem sometimes with having guesses. Sometimes they work out. Sometimes, as I go on and as I learn more things, I realize those guesses were not the right thing. And I've realized that the word port, what I was calling the word port, is not the word port. It kind of made sense to me. It worked well enough, so it seemed to work. It's the word gate. A lot of the P sounds have that same top construction on the letter there, but no, as do apparently some G sounds as well. It's gate. It's gate. I learned that from another word. I can't even remember what, but I was just like, now it's actually a much better word in some ways for what this is. But port made sense to me. Port made sense to me. Anyway, I've cleared it up. So this is a strange gate. This is a strange gate, not a strange port. So there's that as well. There's that as well. All right, well, here we are. Here we are. What a nice, appropriate pan back. Now, I'm not sure exactly what I want to do because I have... Oh, no, I can't be trying... Nearly dead. Hang on. I did. I can't be trusted. Oh, my God, get the right buttons. I can't be trusted with having bombs at the ready. So we're going back to stick so that I can do less harm with stick, right? Less harm with stick. At least I think so. I don't know. I've always been in... What just came up in the corner there? Oh, okay, right. It's... Wow, it's targeting all the way over there. Be great if I had a bow. Maybe not. I think we just progress. But to be honest, I'm not sure if I want to like do this area because if I can bring the manual up, I'm a little intimidated by it for the time being. I mean, everything's kind of scary, but like buttons. But yeah, like it obviously very excited about going here. I don't know. Let's just see. I'm not sure how I feel about it. This feels big. This feels really big. Maybe there's no way we can go through here for the time being anyway. So we got... Oh my God. We've got at least... Have I even, like, looked around? Let's get our sword out. Have I even looked around for other ways we can go? Oh, by the way. Hang on. This button. So... I was just seeing, is there any indication on the map that there's another... Oh, okay, so that's a shop. That's a shop in the cave there. Oh, great, great, great. I was just thinking, does the map indicate there are any other secrets? Okay. Well, let's go to the shop. Let's go see our friend in the hole in time. I think. Could be another gate scenario. Hi. Ah. Yeah, you got the same sort of stuff I've seen in other shops. I love it, I love it. I love it, but I can't afford some of the really good... I probably should buy some more bombs, but at the same time I feel like I should save up. Because I'd love to have another potion, and I may well definitely want another coin. May well definitely. That really sums up how I feel about a lot of things at this point. May well, but I'm not sure. I think I really, really definitely might maybe want to do a thing. This is the limbo kind of existence I have now. This game is breaking my brain. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I'm putting this up as like, no, like, not that you're a threat. Don't read it that way. Oh God. Sorry, I just want to be friends. I think I want to be friends. I think you're awesome. I don't know, maybe you're a problem, but I just don't, I can't believe that you are. Look at you, look at your little fangs. Look at your little fangs, yeah. Your fangs are so cute. Sorry if that's patronizing, it's just, I think you're adorable. I think you're great. I'll come back and buy some stuff, but I'd rather give you big coin. I'd rather give you big coin for a big potion. Okay, I don't think there's anything here because that just looks like a wall. Let's go down. God, I'm so curious. Beneath the eastern vault, there we go. I mean, I was fairly sure this was definitely the vault, but that right there. Also, hang on, they just said the eastern vault. Does that imply that there is a western vault? Oh. Could be. Am I going to destroy all their stuff? Is there any reason to? Huh. These break apart in a really interesting way. I love the way that we can kind of... Like, it seems like what we do is we separate the pieces. Is that a secret? Oh my God, hang on. Or hang on, is that the only way out, actually? I hadn't even... I thought I found something secret, but actually that might literally be the only way out. It's the only way out. Okay, it's sort of the intended find. It's not a secret bonus find. There's obviously going to be. Oh, really nice music. Am I going through the water here? Am I going to get tentacled? Very lovely. Very lovely water cave music, isn't it? It's very water cave. That looks like a little gap there. Hang on. I don't know. Maybe, right? I don't know. Let's try it. Maybe. Yeah. Really good water cave music. God, that flute or whistle is really interesting. I guess there's little gaps everywhere. Okay. One more. I gotta... Okay, I wasn't sure if I fully checked everything over here. Okay. Alright. I really want to try not to miss secret hidden areas. I really want to try to get them, but I guess I occasionally will. Alright, that's going to become a shortcut at some point, which implies where we're going is a long way around. Sorry, boxes. It's not a game to try surviving as a box. Or a jar. Hang on. Don't stick against the wall. That's exactly what I'm trying to reveal. Move! Move! Oops. Move! The other one left. Why won't you? Why won't you move from the wall? There we go. Oh my god, I think I pushed it into another dimension. Huh. Well, look. It is a funny little bit of wall, right, that was hidden behind boxes. You gotta try. Sometimes it does a thing. Sometimes it does a thing. Any wall, really, any wall could be a secret wall. That's spider. Surely. That looks like spider. Feels very dark in here. Feels like my lamp isn't, like, it's helping obviously, but it's not extending very far. So we're okay. Shield up. Oh, okay. Alright, that was over pretty quick. That was fine. That was good. That was good. Yep, so far so good with spider. But what's this? It's just a dead end? What was the spider's dead end? Hehehe. I say hehehe. Maybe it was terrible. Maybe it was terrible to do that to spider. I don't know. Hey, Pixie! Pixie! Do you want to jump up with Mummy? Do you want to jump up with Mummy? Yeah? Oh, sounds pretty good. Come on. You want to come sit with me? You want to come and sit with us playing Tunic? Yes! Pixie! Pixie! Come on up. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to do it. I'm trying to get him to jump on the chair next to me. Pixie! Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, he's looking. He's looking. Ah, yes! Hey! Hey, Fluffington. Yes, I purposely haven't... Oh, no, he's gone. That's Cat. That's Cat. He jumped up just to see if the reason I was calling him up there was probably to give him something nice. Oh. And he thought company was not quite a nice enough offering for now. Oh, hang on. Oh! What on earth? Oh, they explode. They exploded. Okay. Hang on. Oh, I don't need it. I don't need the magic points. I don't need the magic points. It's fine. But then again, maybe I do because soul. Maybe. Hey, Pixie. I don't know if you can hear him. He's doing big mouths in the next room. Well, this is a standoff. What if I go this way? It comes out again. What if I hide around the corner? Now its little gem glowed there, which the manual. So spy right and Safarak. So that would have been a spy right. The mark on their back is a trick, but what is the nature of the trick? I don't know. Get out of here. This can't be a waterfall I can't go into. Really? Maybe the waterfall, the false waterfall is a trick. It's me, little fox, maybe Tunic, little fox. I go around every wall. I hug every wall. I love the wall. I hug them. Okay. Nothing. So they don't seem to have items in them. They might have secrets behind them. Okay. Well, we can go that way. We can go this way. More spider. Spy right. Am I right? They make really cute noises. Don't be cute. Don't be cute. Oh, it just joins back here. Okay, I thought that's the direction that we were going in. Interesting. Sorry. I'm starting to feel bad because I don't know. I'm starting to feel bad because I don't know who these creatures are. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know what I'm trying to do. Am I good? I think I probably am good, but I guess I don't know, do I? I mean, I very well could be a good character that's nevertheless doing misguided things in a world they don't understand. I guess that's what I'm getting at. Oh, there could be so many hidden things. There's so many dark corridors. I can hear another spider. I feel like I can hear it more over here. Yeah, not here. Ah, hang on. Is that its legs right above me there? Huh? I feel like that's its face and legs, right? No, it's not. That's a skull and bits of bone in a. Okay, it's like, is it like a spider hiding up there? No, it's not. It's something else that has died in the spider's web. Okay. Well, did you just look at something, Tunic? Hang on. Dunno. Wow, the shadow is super cool. It's another one of those rooms. Look at that. My biggie ears. Okay, so we're up there on top of the waterfall above where we were before. This one is a Safarak. Is the Safarak always bigger? Oh my god, no. No. Get. This isn't going well. Potion. Okay, alright. Whoo! That's some luck right there. That's some luck. That could have gone very badly. Oh, that's the end of my potion. I really need to find a... Aha! A secret in a waterfall. No, I was going to say a shrine. Oh, we know what this is. We just saw this. Sneak. Enemies will notice you less. Sneak. Well, I still have no idea how I'm really using this stuff, like, because this only seems to let me select one. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, let's try it. Let's try it. I've only got very, very finite health right now. I do have berries to fall back on, but again, I have two HB berries to fall back on, and honestly, I'd really like to save them. Okay, so this moves us on. Doesn't really seem like there's much potential for secret. Oh! Ah, this gets us up here onto the bridge. Okay. That seems like it would, unless we can go into the water at some point, which maybe we can. Huh. It's not accessible from this, so maybe we have to come from like further that side. Sort of further north-westy. Oh, what are you? You look like something that will shoot lasers. Okay. Okay. Now that's interesting. You know what I'm gonna do? Why is this blue flame here? I still don't know why this blue flame is here. Okay. What about this? It's a weird bit of the wall. Are you a weird bit of the wall? Don't know. Why is this blue flame here? Is it the only... It feels like the only one I've seen, but I could absolutely be forgetting. Now this could be death right here. Or I'm a little... Hello? Are you interested in attacking me? What if I do this? Hang on. God, I just had an idea. I was just thinking about, like, I was looking at the little, you know, the little cubes or hexagons or whatnot that are going around my focus. And I was thinking, oh, maybe what will happen, because there's 3 of them, maybe what will happen is as we actually collect each key, maybe they will turn into, like, each one will light up in its color or something, and maybe that will change what my focus is. Like, what it does. I don't know, just a thought. It just seems like it could work like that. Alright, okay, alright, okay, alright. So, you're a path creator. Oh my god, is this timed? Huh. It's more of the mushrooms, which are for greater magic power. Awesome. Awesome. Unless making offerings is risky in some way, I don't know. So that's interesting. Once you're on, you're on. Okay, so you're a switch. You're a switch. Okay, I was being nervous about switch. Cool. Alright. Well, this is where I'm going to have to leave this episode. I just wanted to make sure that we actually, like, you know, had some actual sort of gameplay with this one. But I think this has been really, really interesting. We'll pick it up in the next one. Wow. Hang on. Oh, there's a blue flame here as well. Okay, so they may just be ordinary, normal lights as a part of the environment. But they're also kind of interesting, right? They're kind of beautiful, and it feels like the blue light is soul-y or far shore-y or something like that. I don't know. So it could be a thing. It could just be a lamp. It could just be some light in the environment. But this is a really interesting switch. So that's a whole new dynamic that we have found. Yeah, I'm not sure. Going a fair way. I'm not sure, like, how much further I want to go. I thought, like, let's just go and have a look. Maybe we find something that's a barrier here anyway. So maybe in the next episode we'll go a little bit further. Maybe we'll turn back. I don't know. I'll make a decision then. But thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope this has been really interesting. And if you have been enjoying the series, I always appreciate a like for the videos. They not only make me happy, but they help us to, help us as a channel to, to please the gods of the YouTube algorithm and all of that, and get this series and this channel out to more people. So super appreciate it, as I do positive comments. And just as a rolling reminder, just please don't include any even tiny little suggestions about anything that does or doesn't happen in the game, or might, anything that I've missed. No reminders. It's cool if I've missed stuff, I've missed it. All of that. You guys know this by now. Thank you so much for watching. Do something lovely for yourself. Take care of yourself. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.